there folks, and a very warm welcome back to What's for Tea. It's lovely to see you again as usual, and tonight for tea we had this amazing rigatoni with a beautiful meat sauce and a silky bechamel and parmesan all mixed through. This is actually rigatoni pasticciati, and a pasticciati I think just means messed up or mixed up, because it all just gets mixed up. It's very rustic, absolutely delicious, very easy to make as well, and this will serve 4 or 5 people quite generously. So the first thing we're going to do is the meat sauce. So into a large pan you want to pop some olive oil, and then to that I'm going to add 1 carrot which I've finely diced, 1 medium onion, again just finely diced, and then 2 sticks of celery finely diced. And this is our sofrito, so we're just going to let this all cook together for about 10 minutes, just until it starts to soften up, and it will change colour as well. So it'll start looking something like this, and this is ideal. Now we can add in the meat. So I'm going to use half pork mince, and I'm also using half beef mince as well, because these are easy for me to find. But you can use veal or whatever you prefer. I'm using pork and beef, so I'm just showing you what I'm using. So you want to break this all up with your spoon and let this cook away probably for about 10 minutes until it's browned all over, or starting to go grey all over, but it'll look something like this. Now to this I'm going to add some red wine. If you don't want to add red wine, use vegetable stock or something like that, but the red wine is going to give you bags of flavour. So stir that through, and you want to let this simmer away for about 5 minutes, and the alcohol will disappear. You're not going to be able to taste the alcohol in this, so don't worry about that. And when you're there you can pop in your passata. So I'm just using shop bought passata, but you can use your own, make your own marinara if you've got the time. But for something like this, I mean, the shop bought stuff is more than fine, if it's just for a family meal. And then you can pop in some salt and pepper just to taste, and I'm also going to add a handful of basil as well. I'm just going to tear this up with my hands and pop that in, and just give it another wee stir around, and that's you. So all you have to do is pop your lid on a very low heat, give this about 1 hour, and then we'll come back and have a wee look at it. So this was it 1 hour later, and as you can see it's really reduced down there. It's very red, the flavours have all intensified, and the smell of this was just absolutely wonderful. But obviously this is too thick. This is just to intensify those flavours, so you want to bring it back to a more liquid state. So I've just popped in some water there. Just keep an eye on it as it cooks. If you need more water, add more water. Keep it as liquidy as you like. So I'm going to let this cook away for about 45 minutes on low again. It's got lovely and thick, so you can add more water to this if you prefer, but I was really happy with this because there's still the bechamel to go in, the parmesan and the pasta. So yeah, this was more than fine for me. So I'm going to pop that to the side, and I'm going to do the bechamel sauce. It's just a very thick white sauce. So into a pan you want to melt your butter, and then to that add your plain flour, and then just go in with a whisk, make that into a paste, and you want to cook this for about a minute just to get rid of the raw flour taste. And then you can come back and start adding your milk. This is room temperature milk. I'm going to add half, give it a good mix through, and it will go lovely and thick. And then I'm going to add the other half of my milk, and again just give it a good whisk, and you won't get any lumps in there. Make sure you're using room temperature milk, because it really does help with this kind of thing. I'm also going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. That just gives your sauce another wee background flavour, and I think it goes lovely in a white Italian sort of lasagna style sauce. This is the pasta that I'm using here. This is the rigatoni. You can use penne, anything like that, any sort of pasta tube will do, but I am using the rigatoni because it goes lovely and big, and it really does puff up. So pop that into a pan of boiling water, get that up to the boil, and then pop a good dash of salt in there as well. You want nice salty water. Let that simmer away for about 15 minutes until it's just soft. You want a wee bit of bite still in there, because we're going to stir this through your meat sauce, and you don't want it all to break up. So have it a wee bit firmer than you think you're going to need. So gently stir this in from the sides to the middle, being careful not to break all your pasta up. I'm going to pop the bechamel in and also some parmesan cheese, just for a wee bit of cheesiness. And I'm just going to very gently fold all of this in together, and the smell, like I said, was just crazy. This is absolutely delicious and one of the nicest bolognese type things I've ever tried. So I'm just going to pop it onto this square plate just to give you a pretty YouTube thumbnail. But of course we had this in bowls, just thrown into a bowl with a spoon and a fork, and it was absolutely delicious. A wee bit of garlic bread on the side or some extra parmesan or basil. Dress this up how you like, but please do give this a go if you do like this kind of thing. So thank you very much for watching. Like I said, do let me know down below in the comments if you're going to give it a go. And a huge thank you to the supporters of the channel over on my Patreon page, to the channel members here as well, for you all for watching and leaving your lovely comments, and for those that share the videos as well. It's all very much appreciated. And I will catch up with you during the week for another wee recipe, always on a Thursday, or back on Saturday for our wee family food shopping, or back on Sunday for our weekly family meals of the week. Always Thursday, Saturday and Sunday at 6 o'clock. So if you like what you see and you do like these kinds of videos, please consider subscribing before you go, and I will catch you off as soon back here on What's for Tea. Take care and bye for now. Bye now.